They are trying to actually make you believe it's religious war, and some gullible amongst you are actually buying it. I'm not only just going to reveal who is responsible for the sponsor of these bandits, I'm going to take you through it so that you understand how it is so. Let's start with the country that are facing the same issue as Nigeria. What do they have in common? Let's start with Libya. Gaddafi. Gaddafi was pushing gold-backed African currency. Gold-backed, meaning not dollar, not the dollar, but gold. Now, this is going to be a problem for the countries in the West because if you're buying with dollars, it's going to improve their economy and they remain at the top. But Gaddafi was pushing for gold-backed currency. Instead of dollar, they pay with gold. And this is going to enrich the Africans and it's going to be a problem to the West. And he was also controlling massive oil reserve. So after 2011, what happened? Extremists, Islamic extremists, as they call them, they flooded Libya under the banner of jihad. Today, Libya is divided. Oil flows to the foreign firm and the state is weak. This is their strategy of going into any oil-rich or mineral-rich country in order to make it weak, while the oils from those countries flow to them, to the foreign countries, to the Western countries actually. Number 2 country, Afghanistan. 20 years of war after 2001. Why? They are rich in lithium, rare mineral earths, copper worth $3 trillion plus pipeline routes right in that country. What happens? The Taliban, who uses Islamic slogan such as Allahu Akbar and all, they flooded that country. So this war kept this Afghanistan unstable. So the locals could not control these minerals. What happens? Foreign intervention. So the oil flows to the Western countries. And foreign contractors made billions from these people. But they have to remain in war. The locals have to concentrate in war. And the foreign intervention, those foreigners got hold of the oil and directed it to flow to them. Number 3, Iraq, whatever you call it. What do they have? Oil. They are rich in oil, the second largest oil reserve in OPEC. After 2003, what happens? The group claiming Islamic jihadists took over the region. They call this time it's about the Sunni and the Shia. What happens? Foreign intervention. While the country was in war, the oil contractors went to the Western countries for business. And then that country collapsed. Bro, these people make money from disaster. I'm even sweating trying to explain. Country 4, Syria. What do they have? Huge gas and strategic location of pipelines in Syria. Now they are in trouble. What happened? ISIS, Islamic State. They used black flags and Islamic terminologies. And what happens? Foreign intervention. What happened today? Syria is a messed up country. Resources goes to the West. Let's talk about Niger. Somalia, Mali, Niger. These 3 countries, they have similar resources, uranium and oil. All of these countries saw armed group waving flag of Islam. And then there will be need for international intervention. And then they will come and head straight to where the resources are, cheap access, and direct their resources straight to them. Today, uranium in Niger powers French nuclear plants. So there has to be chaos. There has to be instability. And instability equals cheap access by these Western countries to get the resources, which they don't have, but other countries have. So when you have resources, you are basically a target. You're in trouble with this Western country. So why Nigeria? Are you still asking that question? Bro, Nigeria is rich. Nigeria owns all of it. Nigeria owns the oil, the lithium, uranium, name it, gas, gold, solid minerals, what any mineral you've not heard about, Nigeria has it. And you think, don't worry, I know the question that is popping up your head now. I know the question. Everybody has this question. Guess what the question is? Why Islam? Why not any other religion? Why Islam? Don't worry, I got you. These Western countries, why do they choose Islam? I'm going to name you just three major companies that are making these Western countries billions of dollars. Alcohol, gambling, and interest-based loan. These are the businesses that makes them billions of dollars yearly. And the only religion that is against these three things, you guess right, Islam. So this is bad for their business. I mean, Islam is the only religion that is against gambling, alcohol, and interest-based loan. So if they do not dent the image of Islam, how will their business grow? Islam is against these three things, and Muslims are preaching against these three things, which is bad for their business. They have to put a dent in the image of Islam in order that people don't believe it, and then they can sell their business in Muslim countries. So, why not Islam? They are killing two birds with one stone. Dent the image of Islam so that they can go about their business, their interest and the gambling and alcohol business can continue even in Muslim countries. Or they also have to use the dented image of Islam to perpetrate and destabilize any nation that has resources so that they can go into there in the guise of international intervention and then head straight to where the resources are. This is where you start hearing something like Islamization of Nigeria, or there is a Christian genocide, Muslims are killing Christians, and then there will be international intervention. Somebody will wake up one day and go ahead and say a country of concern or something, and then our president will have to fly there and go ahead and beg and so on. And then they talk about, no, we have to come to Nigeria. And then they will come to Nigeria as per they want to save the Christians and head straight towards where the resources are and get their base right there, Port Harcourt, and wherever the resources are. They go inside the bush where they can mine resources and name that place Sambisa Forest. No other person can enter, but trucks are flowing in and they are getting filled with resources and they are going out. No other person can get there because these people which the sponsors are there in order that they can continue mining this oil while we are focused on religious war. Religious war. You see, all these forests that people cannot enter, such as Sambisa Forest, those places are filled with minerals, resources. And guess who is making away with them? The people who claim to intervene from the international world, and then they'll sell religious war to us, and then we'll buy it. Oh, Christians are dying and Muslims are killing them. It's not ending soon, guys. We are in big trouble. And the government will not, rather, cannot do anything about it. May God help us.